Whenever we talk about cultural appropriation, a lot of people seem to misunderstand the real definition of cultural appropriation. They seem to think cultural appropriation is when you use something that another culture or race invented, and usually a certain group of people automatically respond with, "Well, then you can't use the internet or the computer since we created it." Firstly, that's not what cultural appropriation is. To break it down in its simplest form, cultural appropriation is when you take something created or invented by a group of people, change the name of it, and claim that you invented or created it first. Kind of like plagiarism or intellectual property theft. I have an entire video about this, which will go into lots of details and is easy for anyone to understand. You might even realize that certain things that you thought fell under cultural appropriation actually don't. So that link will be in the description. Don't forget to check it out. Anyway, back to the computer and the internet. What if I told you that these things were actually invented by Black people? Yes. What if the very thing you're using to watch this video on, whether it be a phone or a computer, was created by a Black person? Racist people could now throw away their phones, computers, and stop using the internet. But wait, what if there's more things that were created by Black people? Ooh, you better get your trash can ready and start throwing away a whole bunch of stuff. Because believe it or not, the majority of things we use today were in fact created by Black men and women. But I don't think you'd be able to survive not using Black inventions. Firstly, let's start with the computer. Dr. Mark Dean is the architect of the modern day PC. He was instrumental in the invention of the PC. He helped IBM make breakthroughs in technology. Millions of jobs in information technology can be traced directly back to him. So, what about cell phones? Well, Henry T. Sampson was a pioneer in the technology used in cell phones. He also invented the gamma electric cell. He holds the patents related to solid rocket motors and conversion of nuclear energy into electricity. And Jesse Lee Russell was the inventor of digital cell phone technology and the engineer responsible for this multi-billion-dollar industry. So without these Black men, you wouldn't have a phone or a computer to use. But what about the internet? I mean, after all, how would you guys be able to hide behind the internet and troll? Meet Dr. Philip Emeagwali, aka the Bill Gates of Africa. He was born in Nigeria in 1954. And in 1989, Dr. Emeagwali used 65,000 processors to invent the world's fastest computer, which performs computations at 3.1 billion calculations per second. His work allowed a large number of computers to communicate at once. So without him, there would be no internet. The internet would not be what it is today. His computers are currently being used to forecast the weather and to predict the likelihood and effects of future global warming. These three things are things that most people today could not live without. Benjamin Banneker, in the 1750s, invented America's first clock. But that's not all he invented. When he was 15 years old, he invented an irrigation system to control water flow to crops from nearby springs. Jerry Lawson invented the first video games console and cartridges. His work gave life to Nintendo, Atari, Sega, PlayStation, and the Xbox. You name it, it was all because of him. So all you gamers have Jerry Lawson to thank. James Fortin invented a device for the improved handling of sails on large ships. James Edward Maceo West invented the Electret microphone. Alexa even uses James West's microphone as her hardware. So pretty much most YouTubers and singers and any artists that use a microphone have James Edward Maceo West to thank. Madam C.J. Walker invented a line of African hair products in 1905 and was the first American woman to become a self-made millionaire. Walter Salmons invented the hot comb. Lyda Newman received a patent for an improved version of the hairbrush. Charles Orren Bailiff invented the shampoo headrest in the year 1890. Anybody like going to watch 3D movies? Well, without Kenneth J. Dunkley, you wouldn't be able to see it, because Kenneth J. Dunkley invented the 3D glasses. John Henry Thompson invented Lingo programming, a scripting language that helps render visuals in computer programs. Lingo is now used with many programs that have interactive simulations with graphics, animation, sound, and video. Along with Macromedia Director, Thompson has helped develop Media Maker, Actions, VideoWorks Accelerator, and VideoWorks 2. Lingo has also been used to create Flash and Shockwave programs that now are prevalent in video games, web design, animation, and graphics. In 1897, Andrew Beard received a patent for a device he called the Jenny coupler. The Jenny coupler automatically joined cars by simply allowing them to bump into each other. Or as Beard described it, the horizontal jaws engage each other to connect the cars. This African-American inventor sold the rights to his design for $50,000 and revolutionized the railroad industry. Meet Bessie Blount Griffin, a physical therapist, inventor, and forensic scientist, who invented an electronic feeding device in 1951 to help amputees feed themselves. Dr. Donald Cotton invented a capillary liquid fuel nuclear reactor and developed a procedure to measure how solid propellants are burned. Omelets, anyone? Willis Johnson invented the egg beater, and William Purvis invented the improved fountain pen. Most people, when they think of peanut butter, they think of George Washington Carver. However, Mr. Carver actually didn't invent peanut butter. Instead, he discovered over 300 uses for peanuts. But he did invent peanut punch, antiseptic soap, baby massage cream, tan remover, face lotion, facial powder, hand lotion, shaving cream, dandruff cure, 17 different wood stains, 19 different dyes for leather, 30 different dyes for cloth, chili sauce, dry coffee, vinegar, iron tonic, laxatives, axle grease, diesel fuel, gasoline made from peanuts, glue, insecticides, linoleum, lubricating oil, nitroglycerin, printer's ink, plastic and rubber substitutes, laundry soap, and so much more. Who'd have thought you could do all of that with peanuts? Kinda sucks for people with allergies.